Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are at. I hope that you guys are having an amazing day. My name is Karen, and this is the start of something new. Guys, I realized that this whole time that I've been doing my channel, that I've been randomly placing up videos, I don't introduce myself. And every time I try to do an introduction, it just doesn't work for me. And my name is now meme. I will say though, my name is Karen with a C. So you do with that what you like. I wanted to do the BookTube newbie tag because I just came right on here and I just started recommending books and talking about my TBR, and I didn't tell you guys anything about me. So if you're interested, stick around because I have a few questions that, I've seen some people do on the BookTube community, introducing themselves and why they love reading. I feel like something's crawling on me. Woo! It's my own hair. My long hair, girls. When your hair comes out and just flies everywhere. Y'all, it was on my foot. But anyway. All right. So the first question is, why did you start this channel? Now, I originally started this channel talking about my kidney transplants and giving some updates on that. Now, I still plan to do that. And originally, my channel was called Karen's Story as opposed to Her Story. I did change it in the middle of making my YouTube channel just because I wanted to be inclusive of all women's stories. And now that I'm thinking about my channel name, I feel like it's really cliche, but it is what it is, and I'm sticking to it. So, yes. So I started my channel talking about my kidney transplant and trying to, just give information for anybody that was going through the same thing. And then I really wanted to focus my channel on traveling and history, which is very much a part of me. I went to school as a history major for a variety of things. My degree is interchangeable, meaning I can take my graduate degree in, either anthropology or museum studies, or I can be, a librarian. And I think that's why I haven't picked a graduate program just yet, because I don't know which way I want to go. Anyway, so that's what, that's part of my channel. And I plan to keep that part there. Like, I definitely want to visit museums. I definitely want to give you bits and pieces of history, but that's not so stuffy. That's not so sit down and let's just talk about history. Just, some traveling, and if there's some history along the way and that I can share with you guys, that's what I want to do. And then during the course of making my YouTube channel and being on YouTube, I went through a little slump and found BookTube, and it's just been amazing. It's kind of taken me out of this funk that I've been in, and it's been really nice to see the book recommendations. So I thought, I would love to add to that. If you have checked out any of my other videos, I do go to the library and, random bookstores and things like that. And I like to show you guys what I am reading. So it doesn't fall too far from what my channel is all about. So there you go. The second question is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? And I think I kind of just answered that. So I think I can bring a little bit of, history and some books and some recommendations and some small town vlogs. Did I already say that? Museums. So I just think, adding a little bit of that fun history piece in there would be entertaining. I don't know. You guys tell me. And I'm nervous. It's so crazy because I used to teach classes, and the first time I taught a class, I was nervous. I could have thrown up in front of everybody. There was 60 people there, and I could have thrown up. And then over time, over 8 years working at this place, I became good at it. I felt confident in what I was doing. And then now I haven't been working there for a few years, and I feel so weird speaking. And just, talking in general. I don't know. I feel like I have a whole audience right now, and I'm sitting in my bedroom. Just, All right. It says, what are you most excited for about this channel? Now, I'm most excited to hopefully make friends. It's been a journey. I don't have very many friends, and the ones that I do have, I keep very close to me. So I'm hoping to make some new friends. That's what I'm hoping with the YouTube channel, and to kind of share information. I love to share new information and just to share ideas and get new ideas from other people. So that's what I'm hoping to do. And my mouth is really dry. It says, the next question is, what do you love about reading? I love that reading is an escape from reality. Now, some of the books that I read, because I do like to read, some biographies and a lot of, like right now I'm having fun. When I was in college, I was reading a lot of nonfiction. So right now I am just having the time of my life reading a bunch of fiction books, and it's taking me to a new world out of my reality. And that's what I love right now. And then on the flip side, I do like to hear other people's stories. I feel like in a way it humbles you. We all feel like a lot of the times things that are going on with us is the end of the world. And then we'll read somebody else's story and we'll get a perspective, and not to compare. And it's just, we have to realize we all go through things, and we all take things differently, and we all have a different perspective on different things that happen to us at various points in our life. So somebody's calling me. It's just a debt collector. I don't pay my bills. But anyway. Yeah, we go through different things, and it's just, it's nice to just, I don't know, feel connected with another person, for another person to feel vulnerable enough to tell me their story. So yeah, I like history. I love history. I love it. And I love reading. What book or series got you into reading? So for me, I started reading young, and I think that's another question on here. So I'll just answer them both right now. I started reading at 8, and the first series, I don't know if you would even call this a series, but I guess you would, because there's hundreds of books, was The Babysitter's Club. Now, I went through those books when I was younger. I went through the Babysitter's Club books, and then I think I graduated to like R.L. Stein books. I really didn't read Goosebumps like that. I didn't like it that much. And then I went on to like V.C. Andrews, and then I went to like James Patterson, and just a wide variety of authors. So, but what got me into reading was The Babysitter's Club, and I love those books. And as a matter of fact, fun fact, I don't know if I'm aging myself right now by saying this, but I was a kid that was hooked on phonics. And I loved my hooked on phonics. Call it what it is, but I loved my hooked on phonics. All right. What questions would you ask your fave booktubers? Ooh, I have a good question. So I would ask, shit, I just had it in my head and I just lost it just like that. Ooh, okay, there we go. It came back. So I would ask if they would ever write a book. And if they wrote a book, their first book, what would it be about? And I know some people have answered this question because most people that love to read kind of like to write, right? Yeah, so if you could write a book, what would that first book be about? Also, are you afraid to really like write with all of the creative juices that you have and let your family read that? Curious. Anyway, what challenges do you think starting a BookTube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I think I talked about this in my first video. I'm very I don't know, hard on myself. So I just feel like the hardest part about doing, just being online in general, is taking criticism. I think that's going to be the hardest part, taking criticism, taking, like, if anybody's negative online or just feeling like I'm not doing enough. I think that's the hardest thing about being online. I don't know if I answered the question correctly, or if I'm just being too deep, because that's who I am. But yeah. It says, when did you start reading? I answered that question. I was about 8 years old when I really started reading. And then the next question says, where do you read? For the most part, I read in my bed. When my living room's available, I read in my living room sometimes. A lot of the times, I will read at a park. I take my books to the beach. I'll take my books to the lake. I'll take my book everywhere. As a matter of fact, I do Instacart on the weekends, and I'll take my book and read in my car in between Instacart orders. So wherever you can read, I'd read. I'll tell you that. And then, what kind of books do you like? And I answered this in another video, but for the most part, and I really had to think about this again because I feel like I was quick and I was like, oh, fantasy, dark fantasy, horror, all that stuff. But when I really think about it, my genre is historical fiction. I, time and time again, will continue to go back to historical fiction books. I love reality and a little bit of fiction in there. You know, I like to feel like there's some truth to it. I don't know. I do love historical fiction. That is where my reading lies. So if you like historical fiction, stick around. I am your girl. I will give you some. As a matter of fact, I have a shit ton of like ideas I have for videos. You know, there's a small town around here that I really want to take you guys to. There's like a beautiful waterfall, and I want to give you guys a history of that. And then there's just some book recommendations that I have. When I was in college, I read some good books, and I would like to recommend those books to you guys. So, yeah. Anyways, if you stick around and you got to know me, it's nice to meet you. Hopefully you subscribe, and hopefully you leave me a comment. And, you know, tell me a little bit about yourself. What kind of books do you like to read? I would love that. I feel like I don't get many comments, but hey, I guess that's the nature of the beast. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.